Let me ask you a strange question. Imagine you're watching a cooking channel on YouTube, and obviously you can see what they're cooking, you can hear the chef talking, and imagine that you can also smell the aroma of the food from the video. Shut up. You can smell it, not imagine it, smell it. Like, or you're watching a documentary of a slum, maybe in Lagos or somewhere, and then you can not only see how dirty the place, you can also smell how you can that foul smell. That would sound ridiculous, really. Can we say ridiculous? Yeah, but then again, imagine traveling back to like 500 years ago or to like the 1800s with a smartphone, and then you show someone a video of a friend who lives thousands and oceans away from you, and they can see them straight up, like you can hear them, and then you press a button, you can talk to them and they can talk back to you in the 1800s. And what would you think they will call it? Magic? Or do you think they will just say, okay, it's technology, it's just simple technology? Definitely no. They won't call it technology. They will call it magic. They will call it spiritual. They will call it supernatural. Trust me. They will call it spiritual. They will call you a witch. They will call you anything. And yet, to us today, it is normal. I could just press my phone and I'm already talking to someone in anywhere. Which makes me wonder, how many things we call spiritual today are simply realities we haven't learned to explain yet? Because I believe everything is spiritual. Everything. Not in the sense that everything is magical or something or is juju. But in the sense that reality contains layers we haven't fully understood. And history keeps teaching us the same lesson over and over again. Every generation mistakes the edge of its understanding for the edge of reality. Okay, let me put it this way. 1,000 years ago, lightning was spiritual. The Yoruba people attribute that action to Shango. An eclipse was definitely spiritual. Disease was spiritual. Things like smallpox and I think chickenpox was attributed to Obatala or something like that. People experience these things as mysteries beyond human understanding. I even hear SS was more of the Dakudaji kind of a thing. People with sickle cell, living with sickle cell or SOF was Abiku, all those kind of a thing. Then science arrived and explained them. And now here's the question. Did those things stop being spiritual the moment we understood them? Or they were never spiritual? I don't think so. I think humanity simply became capable of understanding them differently. It's not as if they were never spiritual. They were, but we've been able to explain them. So maybe science isn't the opposite of spirituality. Maybe science is one of the tools spirituality uses to reveal itself. So with the help of science, we understand spirituality better, or we get closer as human beings to spirituality through the use of science. Because every time we explain one mystery, we uncover them more. Knowledge doesn't shrink the unknown, it expands it. And I don't think that growth is happening arithmetically. I think it's geometry. The more we discover, the faster new mystery appear. Like there's always more. There's always something more that will happen. And think about this. 100 years ago, video itself would have looked supernatural. That you're able to record somebody. Tomorrow, maybe video won't just transmit sound and sight. It will also transmit smell. It will transmit energy. It will transmit feeling, pure emotion. You can talk about emotion now, how people feel, what people see, how people, maybe they are sad or happy. Now imagine being able to feel the emotion. You have the same emotion as the same person that you're seeing on the video. You can feel their emotion the same way, not just through your eyes alone. And that's where things get interesting. Because many ideas we currently call spirituality may simply be waiting for their scientific explanation. And that would not mean they were never spiritual. I think they were still spiritual. We just understood spiritual things better. Take telepathy. Today, telepathy, for instance, today is mystical. Anything you want to call it is very, very mystical. But you know, scientists are already creating brain-computer interfaces that can translate thoughts into digital signals. Like as we're thinking it can be transmitted and put somewhere. Now, what happens when those signals can be transmitted directly from one mind to another? Like I can be there thinking about it, and then someone else I can transmit it to you without talking at all. We're already discussing. Would that be technology? Or would it be humanity discovering a deeper layer of connection? What about emotions? Like I said, imagine recording not just a video, but a feeling behind it. Not expression. I mean the feeling, the exact feeling. The exact joy, the exact peace, the exact excitement. And then sharing that experience with someone. You know, for centuries, spiritual traditions have spoken about profound empathy and shared consciousness. What if science simply finds a mechanism for it? I think they will do. Or dreams. You know, for thousands of years, of course, we know that dreams have always been viewed as messages, as visions, as spiritual experiences. Why some people don't believe in anything, you know, like that. But imagine a future where dreams can be recorded and replayed. Like, there's a technology that can capture your dream, record it, and then it can be replayed. Like, you could literally watch someone's dream or your own dream over and over again. You know, would that remove the mystery? Or would it create even bigger questions about consciousness itself? And then there's maybe the biggest question of all. What is consciousness? That's not what I wanted to go, but I think I should just I'm just thinking out loud, basically. Could it one day be mapped and preserved or transferred? I mean consciousness. Could a version of a human mind continue after death through technology? Like you're dead, but life still continues. I will talk about eternity, my view of eternity later. You know, religions have asked questions about the soul for thousands of years. You know, science may eventually has the same question using different language. Religion has explained it, but I'm waiting for science to explain it. The concept of eternity, and it will be interesting. And maybe the most fascinating possibility is this: what if some things people describe spiritually already exist physically, but we simply lack the instruments to measure them, or maybe the language to call them? People talk about energy, they talk about presence, talk about auras, they talk about connection. Like, I don't like a vibe, I don't like a energy, I don't like a, you know, those kind of a thing, like the presence of somebody. You know, maybe some of these experiences are misunderstandings, you know, maybe some are not. And history teaches us to be careful before dismissing them. We can't just dismiss things simply because we cannot yet explain them. After all, there was a time when bacteria could not be seen. They were invisible. You know, radio waves were invisible. Electricity was invisible. Yes, they were always there. They've always been there. Now, with the help of microscope, you could see microorganisms. So maybe the future isn't a battle between science and spirituality. They're not against each other. Perhaps the future is just their reunion, you know? Science explaining the mechanism, spirituality exploring the meaning, you know? And notice I didn't mention religion. Well, religion has a way of answering many of these questions, but I do not try to equate spirituality to religion here, you know, so I'm not talking about that. Because I suspect there will never be a final explanation. You know, never a moment when humanity says we know everything, like everything is not explained. The more we know, every answer we get, every revelation will always lead to deeper question. Every discovery will uncover a greater mystery. There will always be something. And maybe that's the exact point. Maybe spirituality isn't the absence of knowledge. Asabi. Maybe spirituality is what remains when knowledge keeps expanding. The spirituality will always be there. Why science always try to explain it. The endless horizon beyond every horizon. The reminder that no matter how far we see, there is always more to discover. And honestly, I think that's a beautiful future.